Hey, so today's practice is a gentle evening yoga sequence, perfect to do at the end of a busy day. And we're really going to be focusing on relaxing the body, the breath, and the mind. So to begin with, you can just find a comfortable seated position, allowing your hands to rest on your thighs, and then starting to softly close through your eyes. Just taking a moment to arrive and get comfortable in your seat, allowing the weight of the hips to be nice and heavy, and seeing if you can lengthen up out through your spine. You can be gradually bringing attention towards your breath. So just perhaps starting to notice and tune in to your natural breath. Noticing how fast or slow the breath is right now. Noticing if the breath feels slightly deeper or more shallow. Maybe what the overall kind of quality or texture of the breath feels right now. So if it's feeling slightly smoother or a little more rough. And then you're allowing the body to be nice and comfortable here, still finding that length up through the spine as you begin to slowly lengthen and deepen your breath. So slowing down your inhale and your exhale. Seeing if you can really allow the breath to deepen, so you're breathing down towards your belly here, breathing up to the top of your chest. And just really finding that nice regular rhythm to your breath. Now you're doing your best to keep your focus on watching the breath, on just watching your posture. So if other thoughts pop up, you can just be gradually drawing your focus a little more inwards. And if you do notice particular tension, maybe around the shoulders or neck, see if you can allow the shoulders to drop down and be heavy, and letting the back of the neck be long. So we'll just stay here 3 more breaths. And then at the end of the next exhale, you can start to softly open the eyes, just bringing awareness back to your surroundings once more. So when you're ready, you can come over onto your hands and knees. And you're going to step your right foot forward towards the hands. You can untuck through your left foot, and on the inhale, come up with the upper body, bringing the hands to your hips. So our first posture we're coming to is the Antara, the low lunge here. You want to be allowing the left knee to ground, the back of the left foot to ground here, and kind of pressing the left hip a little back while the right knee is coming a little forward. So right knee is deeply bent. You can be starting to tune slowly into your breath. And you're seeing if you can really lengthen up through the upper body here as you stay here for 3 more breaths. So you're grounding through the big toe of your right foot, top of the left foot, and you're lengthening up out through your spine. Slowly then exhaling, dropping the hands down, transition to your hands and knees. And then we'll change sides. So left foot steps forward, can come up with the upper body again, bringing the hands towards your hips. Finding that foundation through your feet. Allowing head and shoulders to be roughly above your hips here. Seeing if you can soften a little through the muscles in your face. If you do notice the left knee kind of wants to swing out, you can be gradually drawing that left knee a little bit more in. So you're kind of with that leg parallel to the mat. Staying here 1 more breath. And then exhaling from here, coming back to the hands and knees. And then from here, coming to a child's pose. So knees can be about mat width, toes together. You're sinking the weight back to your heels and reaching the arms out in front. Now, if it's comfortable, head can drop here to the mat. Did notice your head was kind of more floating. You could always place some sort of cushion or blanket under the forehead, so forehead can ground on something. You could explore if the knees come a little wider. Usually that gives a little bit more space for the head to drop. Now up to you here if you want to be a little bit more active like I am. So my hands are on the ground, but the elbows are lifted. If you wanted to relax a little more into the shoulders, you could bend the elbows. So elbows drop down, arms are a little less active, and there's a little bit more heaviness around your shoulders. Staying here 2 more breaths. And then slowly from here, using the inhale to come back up to your hands and knees. So we're going to come through to sitting now. So we're going to come to a nice hip opener, a Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So totally up to you how close you want to bring your heels to the hips. So if you wanted to bring the heels a little closer, you could try that. If you notice the back rounds a little, you could just bring the feet a little further away. And there's always the option to sit up on some sort of cushion with the hips to also give a little bit more space here. Now hands can rest wherever you like on your legs here. Gaze can be looking softly down. You're seeing if you can relax here around the shoulders, relaxing around your face. And bringing awareness to your breath. Now up to you, after we've stayed here a couple of breaths, if you wanted to ease the weight a little more forward, you could here. If you wanted to let the spine round a little here, you could do that, so head starts to drop. If this didn't feel so comfortable, you could stay a little bit more upright, just tucking the chin down to your chest. We're staying here 2 more breaths. And then if you were a little more folded forward, you can find your way back up on the inhale. Hands come to the outside of the knees, bringing the knees together. And just taking a moment, hugging the knees in to your chest. You're going to come now to lie down on the back. And you can hug the knees once more into your chest here. Now, knees are going to stay together. We're going to drop both of the knees over to the left side and reach the right arm out to the right side. So we're coming to a nice supine twist here. If you have a little space like me, you can have your right arm bent at the elbow. If you've got a bit more space, you could just extend the arm right out to the side. And then head could be turning to the opposite side here. And you could be softly working on closing the eyes. So you're allowing the right shoulder here to be nice and heavy. Relaxing down through the head. And really breathing into the right side of the rib cage. That side is nice and open here in that twist. And staying here another 5 rounds of breath. Now inhaling, bringing the knees all the way through the middle, and we're coming straight to the opposite side. So knees can drop to the right side. Bring the left arm out to the left. Head could turn also the opposite way here. This time it's the back of the left shoulder that wants to drop down and be heavy. And again, just focusing attention in to your breath. Using then the next inhale to roll onto your back again, hugging both of the knees gently into your chest. You can wrap the arms here a little around the legs, maybe rocking the knees from side to side. And then we're finally going to come to rest here. So you can either come to your sort of regular shavasana, so feet are falling open, palms are facing up. But one thing I quite like to do when I'm feeling a little tired in the evening is putting the legs up against the wall. So you just need a little bit of wall space. You can kind of come to sit next to the wall. You're lying down and you're kind of rotating. So hips are pretty close to the wall here, but not touching. And then the legs can just rest here. Feet fall open to the side, and then the palms face up. So this is really nice to let the whole back of the body rest into the ground. And you'll sort of feel the blood coming down from the toes to the legs. This is a really nice position if you've got tired legs. And the great thing with this position, since the body's quite still, is you can really start to focus again on lengthening through the breath. So deepening your inhale and deepening your exhale. And we'll stay here just another minute or so. The nice thing with this position, of course, you can always choose to stay longer if you're feeling this is quite comfortable. And then you can start to slowly find your way out. So you might just bring your feet to the wall. You can just kind of shift the weight a little to the side. rolling from here over onto one side. And then slowly coming back up to a seated position. So thanks for joining me through this gentle evening yoga sequence. I hope you're feeling a little bit more refreshed and relaxed. Do share your experiences after practice in the comments. And if you're looking for a little bit more support on setting up a home yoga practice, do check out my free Yoga at Home guide, where I detail some tips and short sequences that you can start to use to really build a consistent home yoga practice. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.